selected at the time, thinking, you know, if something were to come up with a change order, we would have that flexibility.
So we're, you know, we have funding and change.
This is the
We
second part
have
of the
not,
council
and we
meeting.
originated with the project having 20 feet of area, and it has been scaled back to 12 feet. So the price on the screen, of
For September
31,429,
2025.
it not only includes the paving of that 12-foot area from one court to the 8th court, but it also includes weighted weights for the perimeter fencing. So it's two items for the 31,000.
But there was something about cutting that in half that doesn't really come to the cost in half. Like, I felt like we might as well should just leave it, paying the entire way for the sake of the jump point.
Yeah, when you look at the total square feet of what was originally as an alternate and dividing it out, that total pavement should be around 24 grand, but it seemed to be a little bit higher. I'll be honest. To communicate
Yeah,
about.
I mean, we would be delighted with money, but we would also be happy as well. We were trying to find a balance here and not overreach, so that's why we said we can live with the 12-foot wide span.
And this is all out of town funds.
It would be, you know, the email that I sent, it was just alerting council that if you know, to do this, I would definitely say the weights are a needed item, you know, for the safety of people playing, especially with the wind down there. But as far as the paved surface go, it is out of budget. There are pending grants that are still active, waiting to be possibly awarded to the town, but there's no guarantee that we would receive them.
It's an item that we could add in later if we did receive the grants, or is this, it should be done now with the current construction?
They wanted to pave today,
Okay.
you know, with the rest of the court, so I was kind of saying it's on hold until council gives you, you know, the go-ahead, so,
Yeah.
yeah. The mobilization standpoint is once they have the equipment down there to pave the rest of the surface, you know, it would be included on that, so the social part, yeah.
12 feet would be okay. I know it's not ideal, but.
I'm all right with it. I mean, the project seems to be doing well, and I do think that this is a really integral part of what we're trying to do there. It's a social gain. Everyone that I've spoken to of pickleballs and other areas that they're building more of is for generally this reason, that people are getting together and doing that. So, what do you want?
But again, I think my only point is if we're gonna hold tournaments, which we wanna do, we need that area for spectators and players as well. So it's really hardly trying to create a robust sport.
It would be attached to the courts like on the western, you know, parallel, so it would go all the way up to the gates for entrance of it.
Okay.
The courts are linear. The original design was 4 and 4 back to back.
Right.
We wanted to save money.
I introduced him. He has been kind of the 3 other members along with him here in the audience tonight, and they've been, you know, pretty much on call, I would say, every day of the week for this project. So, thank you.
Questions, concerns, otherwise? So there would be an additional 31. we initially have budgeted for that, or we have a couple different funding sources in that?
Yep, the two grants that we have outstanding, the one, I believe, Charlie, correct me if I'm wrong, 50,000. And then last Thursday, was $2,500. So those are the pending grants.
And then third was 10,000.
So we've tried the one of the three times possibly, and we weren't successful. I'm not sure how we'll do with this round.
But TAP continued to contribute a significant amount, the Town Park Improvement Association threw in that's a pretty significant amount as well, right?
Yep, 10,000 was with the Town Park Improvement Association. This was the spreadsheet sent out showing the engineer amount, the base, and then the alternates. What is yet to be included that was outside of the bidded price with Robert C. Young. The engineer fees, a lot of times people look at the construction cost as the only cost in the project, but that was included in for the 42,000. So collectively, it was a project expense of 365,000. And then some of the fund highlights are down here in 22 to 27. Town Park Improvement, they have $174,000 in their bank. The town has not acted on the full $100,000 grant. The county visitor bureau did pay out to the town the 10,000, and Service First has their remaining 12,500 contribution. They actually contributed 25,000 then in total, and then we have a remaining payment for $5,000 to be paid. So the funds that are short are 64,000, but funds in hand or promised are close to 301,000. The 64,000 includes the change order this evening on the agenda. Yeah, not included in this total, I'll throw out our Public Works Department, that way it's not dead silence, but they did the trenching. Yeah, that was not included, so they saved us some money there. And then along with that, moving the dirt, elevating the
But the
right
rest is all
location.
contracted work to be done, so there really won't be any additional savings on the project.
No,
So this is additional expense.
it is.
Okay. And we do so is the 64 that you say is falling to the town here, is that with this?
It is.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And Bonnie, you made the motion, followed with Jim.
Where are we standing on the interest for the rest of the funds?
Well, Jack and I reviewed that today. It is dwindling. We were at 100. We did a entry for the police software of 35,000, so we're around 65.
Oh,
Jeez.
right.
We've been using a lot of the computer upgrades, and not just 1,000 at a time. 30,000, 40,000 at a time.
And that's the interest or the actual rest of it?
That's the interest.
Okay. Are there any other comments?
We're voting on two separate items, correct?
Two separate items included in one change order. So the weights of $2,500, and then the paved 12-foot area socialization for the $28,929.
We can do one without that.
You would definitely have to do the $2,500 as the weights, but the motion right now as stands would be the full item. Correct, Bonnie? That was your motion? And a fun fact, we took custom logos out of the bid. That was a bid alternate for 28,500. We do have 6 local artists that are interested. The social media post last week attracted a lot of artists that are interested, so we're working that out as well.
I think if you take this 32,000 over the lifetime of these courts and the space that we're looking to take with them, being mostly used for sitting and socializing and otherwise, will certainly be worth the investment, or justify the investment. That's all I got to
The
say.
safety issue too, what you mentioned, instead, are you saying, so instead of going just from like maybe wet
Wet
grass
or gravel.
onto the court?
For 80-year-old people.
Yeah.
Or 8-year-old kids. It depends on the spectrum that they think.
I'm feeling I'm about to get my rear kicked by someone's 80-year-old playing big lunch on the court, so I'm not, you know.
Can I call a question?
Okay, we'll go, hearing no further discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. Opposed?
6-1,
6-1,
Jackie?
Yep,
Okay.
okay. Thank you. Next is approval of security cameras at the pickleball courts.
People got copies of the proposal.
Yep, I sent it yesterday when you sent it to me.
Just briefly summarize what I submitted here. So, our ask is for, our ask that, the town council and the technology committee to review and consider, the solar-based security system that we put together for the pickleball courts at Streeter Fields. The total cost for that system is $1,299, and there is a ongoing monthly data plan, which I believe Verizon is $20 a month. So the problem that we face with these courts is it's a rural area, there are no lights, there's no electricity, and there's no supervision. And there are particular risks for vandalism in the evening time and nighttime. And it wouldn't take more than a spray can and a knife for somebody to commit thousands and thousands of dollars of damage to these courts very quickly. We know there's no perfect solution, and we're just looking for something that might mitigate and provide some semblance of security, both reactively and proactively. So what was submitted and I think suggested were trail cam type cameras or similar type cameras. There's a number of issues with those. They have very poor coverage of this expansive area. They have poor resolution, especially at night when risk is at its greatest. There's no trigger to the response in real time. There's no connection to do that. There's no monitoring ability. And I read Mr. Stout's summary from Montauk Preserve. They use trail cam type cameras. He has to replace the batteries every 3 to 4 weeks and wipe the security card. Keep in mind that these pickleball courts would be used all day, so it'd be triggering the cameras constantly. So these batteries, I would say, would last no more than a week to 2 weeks at most. They're $16 a pop, so if you have a couple of cameras, somebody from maintenance would need to literally go up to the pole and wipe the security card, would need to replace the batteries once a week, twice a week, something like that. And if you add up the cost for the batteries, it's actually about $128 a month. So there's a significant human investment in time and effort, and also expense for the trail side cameras.
And I don't mean to stop you, but, and I don't know where you got your information, but we had talked about this at the technology committee, and we have not decided on anything because all those things have been discussed.
Going by the information that was emailed to me about what Mr. Stout had, so I just wanted to put it out that.
Yeah, that was more in relation to our swimming holes and things like that. But when we were discussing this particular area, there were conversations about solar powered and ones with SIM cards as well, or partnerships with local land, the adjoining landowners that might be able to get us some juice over there, or partnerships with PPL as well. So we just haven't really decided on that, but I think we're leaning in your direction as well, because the solar would definitely, I don't think that they're looking to find holes.
Literally a one-stop shop. The company that we've researched, the nice thing about them is all the components are together. You don't have to source them from multiple companies. The system just works. It works in our environment. I checked to make sure the Northeast actually has a heat warmer for the solar panels, so that when the temperature drops below 32 degrees, it warms the panels. It is could be set during the day. It would be constantly video, and at nighttime it could be sent to be triggered